work tomorrow, but it's a great feeling. It's we've clinched it for 2 weeks, I guess, but it kind of feels real now. So with all the celebrating.
What did it take for you guys to get to this point, Coach?
Oh, it was a lot of hard work. It wasn't that easy. In the fall, there were some rough days, some frustrating days, but these kids deserve so much credit. They take our Coach Aguayo and I are on them quite a bit, and they take every bit of it and keep showing up. They're wonderful people. Great baseball players, but better people, and I couldn't be more lucky to get to coach them.
What are your feelings when you watch these guys just having such a good time after a season like
it's
this?
Rewarding for me to see how much fun they're having. Like I said, the quality of the individual is second to none, so I'm just so tickled to see them have such a good time. They deserve it.
Coach, what did it feel like when that ice hit your back?
It was cold. I can't believe I didn't, they got me. I was unsuspecting, so I think what that means is we need to win a few more, so I know when it's coming. Yeah.
You feel any vindication this year? It seems like your team has played with a chip on their shoulder all season long.
Well, JJ, we talk about that. I hope we always play that way. I hope we do win a few more, and I hope we always play with a chip on our shoulder. That's what we want to look like. We want to look like we have a chip on our shoulder, so I'm glad we do.
Feel like you guys sent a message this weekend and just down the stretch of this season, the way you guys closed out?
Yeah, we did. I mean, we kept winning. I think we have 4 losses in 27 games in conference. That's pretty good in a tough league, but we're not really trying to send a message. We're trying to play good baseball. I really believe this team can go a long way. I think we can get to Omaha. But the answer is play good baseball. You're not going to get lucky or sneak up on anybody anymore. But we can play good baseball. The pitching today was outstanding, and that's a good sign.
The pitching has kind of been up and down this season. What does it mean to kind of go into the postseason with a momentum there?
It means they know they can do it, which is huge. That confidence is huge. I think the hitters have been feeling it for quite a while now, but I think some of these pitchers are starting to believe in themselves a little more, and it's very rewarding. Yeah.
What did it mean when Lisa handed you that trophy? What was that feeling like?
It just feels good. It's just all the hard work. I'm happy for these guys. They deserve it. They really do.
All right, Pat, appreciate you.
These other guys, I probably should have known it was coming, but I guess it's our first championship. So in the future, maybe I can dodge it like Jeff does. I think Jeff's good at dodging them.
What do you think of the way you told us last night you were looking for some pitching prospects for the postseason? And
it was good today.
Tell us what you saw today.
Yeah, they were good today. They pitched aggressive. We only had 1 walk, but their lead off the 9th inning was our first walk. So, and obviously shutouts are nice, but those guys came in, the 7 guys we talked about that don't get to pitch a ton, 5 of them I think pitched today, and they pitched a little pissed off. They pitched with a chip on their shoulder like they want the ball in the postseason. And that's what we wanted to see.
What about Hubbard? What was he doing right? What was he doing well?
Well, his fastball was good. He always has a good fastball, and he was beating them with it. They looked a little tired, and he's just throwing the fastball by him up to 94. The plan was for him to go to 2 innings, but he had a no-hitter, and I'm like, I hate to take out a guy with a no-hitter, so I left him in there. But eventually got to a pitch count that it wasn't wise to keep leaving him in there. I don't want him to get hurt, trying to chase him a no-hitter, so that's why we took him out.
Coach, how do you feel about just getting this sweep? Senior weekend and all that RBI stuff that's at stake and everything.
Playing good baseball and winning games never gets old. I've been over and wearing that uniform over there, and it's nice to beat everybody, but it might be a little nicer to beat those guys. I don't know. For me personally, I don't think these guys care, but the sweep is good, the wins are good. The most important thing to me is the quality of the play. And I thought the first 4 innings on Thursday was not up to our standard, but the other 23 innings were UTSA baseball. So proud of that.
Coach, you've got a good look at this Rice team this weekend. It looks like you'll be facing up against them. That's what I heard. The tournament. So what do you make of that? Knowing how hard it is to beat a team that many times.
Yeah, we got to beat them 4 in a row. And David, their head coach and I go way back. We coached together for 6 years, and David's as competitive as they come. So he's going to get them a little pissed off, and they'll be ready. And they still got Hickson. They didn't throw their best guy this weekend, so I'm sure he's going to throw on Tuesday. So we're going to have to try to beat him, but we'll be ready. Hopefully we play really well. We will be ready.
Pat, I know there's still postseason left, but what do you think you're going to remember about this campaign?
I hope I remember what's in front of us, but in terms of what's happened so far, probably the number one thing is the quality of the person that wears this uniform, the kids, they're good people, really good people. I've been on some good teams. I've been as an assistant, I was part of teams that made it to Omaha. Great players. I've coached great players everywhere I've been. And this team has great players at baseball, but this team has the most wonderful humans that I've been able to coach at one time, and I'm blessed to get to coach them.
What about your program? How will you reflect on that looking back from when you got here? I know it's still a work in progress, but what can you say about that?
Well, I'm proud of that. I think their parents deserve most of the credit. But these kids have bought into what we do, which is the junkyard dog, the chip on the shoulder. They're 100% all in. And I'm grateful.
Coach, it seems like there's a lot of factors outside of just the game of baseball itself. You're that's the one city, and you're playing rights for the fourth time. How do you guys handle those external pressures going into the tournament?
The same way we've done every game, which is we focus on the next pitch. It's really all that matters, and they're really good at it. It sounds cliche. It sounds like coach speak, and maybe it is. But all we can really do is focus on the next pitch, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to prepare probably for Hickson, so the hitters will prepare for Hickson. The pitchers will prepare for the next pitch, and we'll try to throw a strike on the next pitch, and then we'll regroup and focus on the next pitch, one pitch at a time. That's what we've done all year.
Coach, you talked to us last night about the ceiling for this team this year being Omaha.
Yeah.
I mean, those are your words, and just wondered how what's the psychology of that? You're talking about that, but you still got a lot of games to play. But before you can get there, how do you feel about the way your guys are able to handle that? I mean, the coaches on one night's talking about the College World Series, the next night you got to come out and play this last regular season game, and they have it.
Yeah, no, they're wonderful, and we don't talk about it every day, but I have mentioned it like you and I talked about yesterday, because I want it. When we get to that point where we're playing for that, I don't want it to be a surprise. I want it to be an expectation. So that's why we do it. And they know, they believe in themselves. So, but that's why we do it. We don't want to be the ones wondering how we got here. They know they're good, so it's an expectation at this point. It doesn't guarantee us anything. We got to go out and play good ball, but they won't be surprised when they get there either.
Had any pressure with those expectations next week?
I don't know. I don't feel it that way. Like at the end of the day, and pressure. Billie Jean King said it. Pressure is a privilege. So I don't feel it. I don't know if the players feel it, but we're not going to back up. We play the game to play at the highest level. We want to be the last team to get to play. That's also a little goal, right? One or two teams get to play more baseball than everything else. Why not us? And if you don't like pressure, you're in the wrong place. We put pressure on them from the first day. We yell at them and scream at them in the fall, and we don't hide it. That's why I'm so proud of them, because they handle all of our pressure that we try to put on them, and they just keep coming. This group just keeps coming. There's no belly aching. There's no whining. But we got a lot of work to do. Omaha's a long way away, and we got this tournament right here in front of us, so we're going to try to play good on the next pitch.
Coach, are you thinking at all about how many wins you might need next week, short of the championship, to make it to the NCAA?
No, not really. I think our RPI is somewhere around 20 as of yesterday, so this win, I don't know what it'll do, as their RPI wasn't great, but not really. As much as we talk about expectations and playing a certain way, we don't talk a ton about winning, because sometimes winning's out of your control. We talk about the quality of the play. So we're going to try to go play quality baseball. Throw strikes, swing at strikes. When we swing, we want them to be violent swings. And then we talk about making one error or less in the field. That's what we're going to keep talking about. And if we do that, the wins will take care of themselves, just like these 42 wins did.
I saw a few violent swings today. Was that
those are the swings we like. Diaz, I think Diaz struck out twice, but God, I like his swings. He'll get there. I mean, they'll all get there, but the passes we're taking are what we call dangerous passes. We're back into that a little bit, so it's good to see.
He's hot.
Yeah, we got a good bench. We've talked about it. He's been back and forth. He plays against lefties. Today I played him against the righty because he looked so good yesterday, and he got the lefty. They brought the lefty in, and he popped the lefty again. So Nate's a good player.
What happened to Norris over there at third base?
The kid, I don't know that he did on purpose. There was some back and forth that maybe he did. I don't think he did. it was an odd play with the pickoff, but he clipped him with his cleats pretty high up in the knee area. I think he's okay. He's a little sore, but I really hope he's okay.
It's not a sprain or
It's going to be a bruise, some type of contusion, yeah.
The chippiness was hard to ignore during this game. How important is it to see your players still engaged? Obviously, that moment screaming at the other player got chippy, but this late in the season, you're playing for a sweep against the 8th seed guys, and your players are still out there screaming, giving it their all. How important is that?
Oh yeah, you don't have to. If anything, we got to calm them down. But yeah, they're into the games. Believe me, these kids are prideful, chip on the shoulder, edgy, all the things we try to be. So in a good way, my job is to curtail some of that. I don't need to pump them up. They're ready to play ball. So I'm just blessed to get to coach them. I tell them all the time, if I have to pump you up, we're not the right team. But if I got to calm you down every once in a while, we'll be okay. And that's what had to happen. And it's fine. Their guy kind of started it, and Gunner finished it. Who? I do, but I don't, that's a long way away. I'm only saying that because he's a good player. I don't know about the injury. Yeah.
Will y'all be able to get in practice a little while?
Yeah, we practice Monday at 11. The 1 seed practices at 11, so we're flying out tomorrow. Get there, go to sleep tomorrow night, and practice at 11. Yeah.
All right, Coach. Appreciate you.
Okay. Yeah.